Hey guys, it's Chovy here with another video. This time I'm going to be talking about WallStreetBets on Reddit. If you don't know what Reddit is, then you should check it out. It's basically kind of like a forum. It's like Hacker News, but there's every kind of niche under the sun. You can make comments in and post links and stuff like that. But anyway, this sub, WallStreetBets, has been getting some publicity lately. I discovered it about a year ago, but I never made any plays. And then what I found was, after watching it for a couple of weeks, a lot of the hype was coming to fruition. I bought NIO, which is an EV company in China that they dubbed the Chinese Tesla. We all know how well Tesla's been doing the last year or two. So anyway, this stock NIO, I bought it at 14. I started hearing about it when it was around 7 or 8. By the time I got my shit together and bought it, it was at 14. I put a significant chunk of change for me on it, and then I held it for about a month and a half, and it tripled. So that was pretty good. I got a little worried because it's been going sideways for about a week now, and I just sold half my stake and then kept the other half. But anyway, so the way to read WallStreetBets, you kind of gotta check it frequently. I tend to sort by new and see what people are. First of all, they do a lot of options trading. I don't do options yet because I don't know what the fucking option is. So I had to do some studying and starting to learn a little bit about it. But I'm not confident enough to where I'm going to put some money down on something I don't fully understand. So I just buy and hold, basically, like a regular stock. In my trading account, but you'll see a lot of Palantir being mentioned. This is all today, 10 hours ago. This is sorted by hot. If you look at new, you can see Roblox. This is something they've been talking about a little bit. I think this is the is this Starbucks? Oh yeah, this is Sears, I mean. Wait, what the fuck? This is that video game that all the kids are playing. It's gonna IPO next week, I think. I don't know if it's good to get in on an IPO. I've been burned on IPOs before. But they tend to like go up really high the first day and then closed down below their open. So I remember when Facebook was like one of the most hyped IPOs since Google did an IPO, and their stock went like, it closed at 14. I think it opened at 15. And I went all over the place during the trading hours. I ended up selling it $1 less than what I paid for it the first day because I realized I don't really know what the fuck Facebook does. I've never given them any money. I don't use the site. But yeah, that was like 10 years ago. Anyway. So back to WallStreetBets. Palantir. Here's Palantir. Palantir NIO. These are the two I'm holding right now. I'm looking for a good pump. Like 10%. Or even like 2 or 3. These stocks seem to come and go about once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. But what happened? Oh, that's not it. Where is it? I don't know why Yahoo's not showing NIO. Let's go to TD Ameritrade. NIO. search. There it is. So if you look at their 1 year, this is what it's done. Now this is just 1 year. So around July, I'd say around October, must have been September actually, I started seeing it posted over and over again on WallStreetBets. So I was like, fuck it. I haven't been working really since March due to the pandemic. I'm a software engineer. I'm old. I'm 46. I can't seem to find a fucking job where people won't ask me to invert a binary tree using tortoise in the hare algorithm. And I mean, basically, I just write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So, I mean, frankly, I don't know what any of that shit means. And I've never had to do that in 25 years. So, I'm not finding any jobs right now until the interview process changes. I'm not going to find a job anytime soon, or once this pandemic gets over. So I've been trying to make money in the stock market. It's been like crazy the last year. But anyway, I bought it around here, around 14, and it went down. I got a little worried, but I was like, fuck it, it's Chinese Tesla. I looked at the website and I was like, wow, these are impressive looking cars. I watched some videos on YouTube, saw some demos and like interviews of people who own them, who said they were like really high quality builds. They weren't like falling apart like you would expect. They kept having announcements every couple weeks about beating their sales numbers. They had earnings reports every 3 months. And I held through 2 earnings reports. And then I sold most of my holdings, about half of them actually. Actually more than that, about 75%. Around $54. And so I went from 14 to 54. That's like 3x, 300%. And then the other one, which I'm getting in on now, is Palantir. So one thing I learned too is like, it's good if you want to make money, consolidate into one company. And you're going to feel like, oh shit, if this goes down, I'm fucked. I got to hold it for like 6 years for it to come back up. And that could happen. I don't use trailing stops or anything like that. I probably should, but I don't mind holding something for a long time if I have to. I try not to play the day trading game. Here's Palantir. It just went public a month ago. Looks like it was in October or September. Let's look at the 1 month chart. So this was today. I started hearing about Palantir. I'm like, fuck that. They're like exploiting all this data. They use AI to exploit the people that they have data on. And I don't know what they're doing. They're like selling it to the IRS. They're selling it to the police, the FBI. I'm not really a criminal, but I don't like my personal information being used against me. Anyway, so I bought in around here. And then it went way up in the pre-market hours, and then it came down a little bit at the end. There was a news report from some guy, you'll see him mentioned on Reddit, called Citron. These guys, I don't know who they are, but they're basically following WallStreetBets. And when WallStreetBets says, WallStreetBets has 1.5 million users. Right now, currently, there are 23,000 people looking at this sub. And that's consistent all times of the day. This will, it'll jump up when the market's open. It's Black Friday today, so it closed at about, I think, 10 a.m. But anyway, there's a lot of people shit posting here. It kind of reminds me of the Donald. Although I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I just think the Donald in its early days was fucking hilarious. The amount of shit posting and trolling that went on in there. And you see shit like this, like Palantir holders, I forget how you say it, Palantir and Neo holders hating on Citron gay bears. That's kind of their joke, is like the people who sell or buy put options, or gay bears. This is a meme from Aliens, so it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and the other guy, I forgot his name. But anyway, they post shit like this. It's a lot of fun. I laugh. And Reddit used to be like this a lot. This seems to be like one of the few subreddits that actually still maintain the collective humor that Reddit used to have. Now every time I post, I get banned or my posts get deleted. The only thing these guys have is, I think your account has to be a month old and you need 500 karma. So I can't post here yet, but keep an eye on it. You can pick up some newbie threads here. There's a lot of junk. There's a site out there. If I can find it, I'll do a video on it. That tracks the stock tickers of WallStreetBets, how many times it's mentioned, and correlates that with the stock price. It's pretty heavily correlated. But the funny thing is, like, CNBC is mentioning, like, they can't understand this, how the subreddit is able to manipulate the market. Well, 75% of us all buy the same stock. And then it skyrockets, and then it gets news coverage because it's like in the, hitting the highs for the year or whatever. So CNBC and Bloomberg and all the news websites will mention it, and then all the quote unquote normies will get into it and buy it, and everybody starts making money and it goes up. I haven't been doing this long enough to know what happens when everybody pulls out. I got a little worried with Neo because I held that for a month and a half, 2 months, and I made like 300%. So I'm like, I was gonna hold it for like 5 years and hope it goes to 400 like Tesla, but now I'm like, wow, this thing's like totally overvalued. I don't think they're even can justify that stock price. And then logic and reason kick in, and then I just said, fuck it, take my gains, move on to the next one. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you guys is you can go to up here, filter by flare. So these are the flares. DD is due diligence. This is like, some people just shit post in there, but there's some actually pretty good posts in there on why WallStreetBets should go all in on a stock. And they're not, there's not a ton of them, but there's a few. And basically what happens is somebody will do a good one, and then if you sort by hot, it'll make it to the top of the page. And if it makes the front page of WallStreetBets, like, everyone's gonna go in on it. So there was one I saw on here. Here's Palantir. I read this. Pretty good. Lots of links, lots of information. Read the comments. Now, a lot of people, most of the people are options traders here. So, like I said, I think you can make more money at that, but there's higher risk. There was something in here I was going to show you today about Sears. I don't think it's hit the top page yet. They're kind of keeping that under wraps. But there was a thread in here about Sears. So after Sears, I forget the ticker symbol. That was 2 years ago. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. So I'll post it when it gets more coverage. But I think they're gonna hold Palantir for the next couple weeks, and then when Sears IPOs, they're gonna wait till the options kick in, and then they're gonna YOLO all their shit on that. So you kind of want to get in. You don't want to like get in too early when nobody's buying it, because you might just be a bag holder. But you don't want to be the last one to the party either. So I've been buying and holding for like a couple weeks, couple months. I'm trying to change course and just double down and hold for like a week and see if I can make my rent payment and food and Christmas and all that shit. Well, yeah, it's not. I'm not a trader. I got a business degree, but we didn't learn much finance in that degree. And I've been a web developer since the 90s, so I had some money saved up in retirement, a little bit of disposable income over the years. I would just let it ride for 10 years, and it would go up, it would go down, it would go up, it would go down. I never took any profits, so I'm trying to kind of change that mentality now and just play the swings. Anyway, if you want to know more, join WallStreetBets and check it out. Also, I want to say there's small street bets, which you don't need the 50-day or the 30-day account and the 500 karma. They kind of follow a little bit of what WallStreetBets does. But it's smaller numbers. People are playing with $300. Well, this guy made 11,000% in one day. That's crazy. Let's see how that works. But small street bets. You know, WallStreetBets. I've seen guys on there with $1.5 million. There was a guy with a $4 million account the other day, posting screenshots. But the funny thing is, which I should have mentioned this earlier, is Jim Cramer is like, I don't understand how, like, the boomers don't get it. It's like, how do they get these guys not run out of money? Like, there's no logic or reason. You know, you hear these analysts on CNBC talk about how you should buy blah bitty blah for hold it for 3 years and get like a 4% gain, and it's like, who the fuck has time for that? Now, of course, if the market tanks, the entire market tanks, and you're holding, you may be stuck holding for a while, unless you want to realize a loss. But like I said, I don't mind. I think I can stomach that if I don't YOLO my entire portfolio and just do like what I've been doing is splitting between two stocks and just kind of rotating through. Anyway, that's it for now. See you guys later. Bye.